Hey, 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 CBJ is back.
Woohoo!
Chosen by Jesus, the podcast. Hi, guys. My name is Kelley Tyan.
I'm Taylor Tyan.
And we are
cooking up a good one today.
Oh, yeah. We love cooking up good ones. And today, she gets to dissect my parenting. We're going to talk about how to raise good kids.
Or the lack of. No, I don't know.
We're going to talk about how to raise good, godly kids in today's lost
I should be talking about this
world. You can. I want you to share. This is where we're going to really share.
I know.
Your upbringing.
Oh, we've done a lot of sharing like that in the first few episodes.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. But, you know, we get a lot of questions from a lot of
so
you
want
guys.
Me to share my trauma?
No. Let's leave that.
My flashbacks of you acting nuts.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here. Turn the heat. Can you guys turn the heat down?
You turned it up.
No, but we all make mistakes as parents, and
Yeah,
I am not going to sugarcoat it at all. There's no handbook for being a mom.
All I remember is in my childhood saying to you, everything that you're doing, I'm doing the exact opposite to my daughter. You're doing that. I'm never going to treat my daughter like that.
And I'd be like, you just wait.
No, literally with the hands on the hips. And I'd be like, mm-hmm.
Well, this is the thing. There's no handbook. And I tried my best. And I think for all you parents, husbands, wives, men, women out there raising kids and wanting to raise godly kids.
Yeah.
It's really hard, especially, you know, with the world we live in.
I was going to say, the world we live in
today. The world we live in with media.
If you birthed me just now, it would have taken a lot more effort and people to get
oh my gosh
me to where I am.
I don't know how people do it. I don't. I mean, I'm thankful that you're 26 now.
Yeah.
And I pray for our children. And so
it's wild.
No, it is, because
I pray for my children that I don't even have yet.
Yeah. Well, let's start with that first. Because really the world is losing it in so many ways. But yet we can keep it together in our homes. Mm-hmm. And first of all, if you have young children, number one, I want to say this, please. It is never too early to start praying for their future, for their colleges, for their spouse.
Anything.
I'm talking like go all in with God when they're babies.
Yeah.
I think I shared this once on one of the episodes that somebody taught me that when you were 2. And I was like, no, it wasn't my mom. It was a Bible study I was at with all these women that were a little older than me, and their children might have been 12, 13, and you were 2.
Yeah.
And they were like, Kelley, you need to pray over your baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, for my baby's college, for my baby's spouse, they were like, yes, do that now and never stop. And I have to say, your brothers.
I think it worked.
I do. I know it works. My mom prayed over me, but even with your brother's
the whole
college,
Worcester County was praying
your
over
college.
You.
We're not diving into my actual stories. You can share a couple things, but for me, it was like, you know, praying over the college, and you both had great experiences.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it was because of my prayers. Like, you went to schools that did you good, and they were good fits for you. And I know it was because of the power of my prayers as a mom. So today, this episode is really
my college decisions weren't all godly, but I got through.
Exactly. But we're not focusing all on that. We want to focus how we can really think about, as caretakers, as parents, how to raise godly children in this really fallen world.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell them all the things not to do?
I can't.
For all the moms out there.
No, I do have to give. So I didn't grow up obviously the way I am today. And it took time for me to mature and develop this relationship with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did everything the opposite of what God wanted me to do. And I mean, you can't do much in elementary school, like steal someone else's pencil. I don't know. College, high school, college, I was getting there towards the end, but I didn't have what I do now. And a lot of that has to do with I've said this in a few other episodes.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that nothing was as forced onto me. And I had Grammy always encouraging me to pray and go to Bible studies, and you would sign me up for Bible
Mm-hmm.
studies, and you would put me in the situations. But even in high school, I mean, on certain holidays and stuff, you would say I'd be really sad if you didn't go to this one, and I wouldn't want to make mommy sad, so I'd go and I'd sit there. But I wasn't it was just a checkbox, something to check off the list. Like, I didn't really I didn't dive deep into the message, and maybe some points I did, some I didn't.
But so you're saying though to focus on how
Yeah.
parents and people with children can
Well, I'm
make
saying,
good decisions to raise godly kids.
right. It's
I didn't pressure you.
no.
So let's talk about that.
I think because I'm kind of explaining how I got to where I was. The reason why I grew into these special shoes, I think, had a lot to do with the fact that you and Grammy, her mother, led a huge example for me in my life. And when Grammy passed away, I was doing all of the things of the physicalness and keeping myself in check in my body, and I started to work out more and stuff. And then seeing you take over her shoes from your fitness journey into this worldly faith journey that you've just grown over God, how many years has it been now? Like
5.
5 at least.
Yeah.
Seeing your light in the way you pray, it almost sparks a curiosity in me, at least. So with, younger children, take them to Sunday school, have them surrounded by these like-minded individuals and families, and have family dinners and click with them. And you can't control the kids that that your children are gonna hang out with in elementary school, college, high school. You're gonna get a variety of people that don't even believe that there's a God up there, to maybe other religions and whatnot. But what you can do in your home is surround your family with the love that Christ has taught us.
Right.
And you've taught me, I mean, the Jesus calling is a great first step. Just seeing the way my brother, as a younger boy, I think I've said it in an episode before, we were talking about how you instill this book into his daily routine every morning.
Yes.
And it got
I read
to the
Jesus
point,
Calling every single
and
day
it
throughout
fulfilled.
grammar school and high school.
Yes. And it got to the point where me and you would be like, if I was ever home in the morning, and Tony would be like, read the book. And we'd be
If
like
he's
distracted.
rushing. No.
If he's rushing.
Tony would be rushing out the door, and he knows that I like to read the Jesus Calling every single day.
But he'd have to get to school.
And he'd be like, just read the book. Grab the book.
So he'd go pick it up, and
because it was a habit that we had in our home, and he knew that I was going to grab him by his back of his shirt and say, you are not leaving until we read the Jesus Calling. But that opens a door for an opportunity for me because there's Bible verses in Jesus Calling, to say, hey, think about this today. This is what Jesus, the message for your day. Take it with you.
Right.
And I wouldn't force it. I would
but you sparked a curiosity in him.
I would try to just, leave it. I guess for me, I wanted my kids to find the love in the light of Jesus that I found.
Right.
That lit me up as a parent, as an adult, as a woman going through challenges like breast cancer and all the things I've been through.
Right.
I wanted my kids to see the joy that I had in my day, even going through trials. I wanted them to see the peace I had. And all of this was only because of my relationship with Jesus.
Right.
I wanted somehow for you guys to experience that,
and
without pushing you into it.
And you know what you would do? Let's say I was, going through something, whether it was academics, sports, anything like that, friendships. instead of telling me what to do, you would pray over me, and even out loud, and at nights, like when I was younger,
Yes.
when you would tuck me into bed at night, we would
Mhm.
pray at the end of the night.
Yes.
And it's almost like a subconscious thing that
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I was ever going to be like this as I got older and have, the appreciation for what you've done over the years. Um, but it's amazing because when I think of having my children, I want to wake up and just read the Jesus calling to them.
Mhm.
I want to take them to Sunday school, do all those things, and
I love
surround
that.
myself by like-minded, faith-driven people.
Yep.
And I can't force that. If they have friends that aren't like that, I'm never going to say you can't hang out with them. It's just,
Right.
we don't live in a perfect world like that. That's just, that's unrealistic expectations. You're going to feel defeated, and then you're just, it's not going to be great.
You know what my mother always did? Can I
What?
say this really quick?
Yeah.
You know what my mom, when I was even a teenager, yeah, like 13, you're rebellious, you're in that age,
Yeah.
you're finding yourself. But I was starting to hang around really the wrong crowd
Yeah.
altogether, like completely. And I know my mom was panicking, but she'd say, okay, well,
Right.
you can, you have a decision to make. If you think those are great people for you, then, then you hang around with them, Kelley. And I was 13 going,
It's almost
it's like she almost
let
like,
you make your own
yes,
mistakes.
she did. And she didn't fight me.
Right.
She didn't say, don't hang around with those people. They're bad. They're going to tear you down, Kelley.
She prayed for
She
you behind the scenes.
Yes. I think that's what I took from my mother.
Yeah.
That
Because you
she
let
didn't
me mess
right.
up a lot.
Yeah, because I guess I never wanted to be
Like a
forceful.
dictator in the house.
Yes.
And that's not
Yes.
right, because God doesn't preach that in the Bible.
Right.
Dictatorship, that's just not how he wants us to form a relationship with him.
Wait, this is all coming to me right now.
I can't. Are you
No,
having
it is.
deja vu and all?
Yeah, like I'm like dictatorship. Like my
Yeah.
mom was not a
Like a
dictator. She would let
Gestapo.
me make my own decisions.
Yes.
And I liked that. And so for the parents, like we had a DM and she was like, help me raise my kids, like tell
Yeah.
me what to do. And it's a beautiful question,
Right.
that we all, if you don't have a mom
And-
teaching you at home or whatever,
Right.
it's a beautiful question, but it's
Well-
like show them
Right.
the love.
Lead by example.
Yes.
And you don't want to
Don't
put
force.
Right. And you don't want to put like a timestamp, and you don't want to put these goals like, I want my kid to be like this by this age, or when they get out of college, or when they're
Right.
in high school, because that just doesn't work. It's really God's timing with everybody is so different.
Mhm.
You don't want to get discouraged, I guess is the word I'm looking for, with yourself. Let's say
Mhm.
your kids are toddlers and you're instilling this into their lives at such a young age. They still might not really hone into their own relationship until they're in their 20s.
Right.
They have to go through life and experience things on their own. And that's something that you should just be confident enough to know that you've done such a good job as a mother or a father.
Yes.
And the only thing you can do is be behind the scenes and pray about it, like you've done with me. My daughter is with all their own people. She's going out. She's coming home at 5 a.m.
Yep.
I'm just hoping she's in one piece, and you let me make those mistakes. But guess what? I know for a fact you're praying your guts out.
Yes.
And I had angels protecting me regardless of what I was going
Yes.
through. And if their time comes where there obviously are bad, you can't let them jump off a cliff if everybody else is jumping off. You know what I mean? There's certain moments where, you have to draw the line and, put your foot down and explain right from wrong. But if you do that from the get-go, and when you're introducing, what I like to say is television and media out there right now, a lot of the stuff in this world, they make out that all of the bad things in the Bible, that the Bible God literally doesn't want us to do, that's out there acting like everything's right.
Right.
There's shows where kids are just going through puberty and having sex and doing drugs and alcohol and abuse,
and it's cool,
and all this.
and
they're the cool kids because they're partying.
Right.
What you could do to better help your children develop is understand that, yes, they're going to cross that bridge, and temptation is evil, and that is across the board everywhere they go. Whatever friend group they're in, there's always going to be that one person. but you can at least explain to them, to your daughter or to your son, I understand that there's a lot of stuff out there that seems like it's the right thing, but I just want you to know in your heart that it isn't, and that's not what our home values are.
Right.
And let that sink in from them, and let them take that and run with it, and let them make those mistakes.
I think it all starts in the home.
It does all start
I
in the
think
home.
the earlier you can talk to your kids about sex and drugs and all the things, like
substance
all the
abuse.
things to do with sex
Yeah.
and drugs, I think your kids will be way better off
Way
than
more
trying to
grounded.
mask it
Right.
and pretend it's not going to happen. I mean, listen, I did not want to have a sex talk with my daughter.
Did for
I was so nervous. Like, I was like,
you read this little book to me.
I did.
It was me, you, and Dad sitting in the bed, and I was in the middle.
Oh my God.
Wait, picture them reading about.
How old were you?
I was like literally like in elementary.
Like,
no, I was like 8? A little boo-boo kitty, guys, and I'm in the middle of my parents, right, in bed. Like in the middle of both of them, and they're telling me how I was created, and I was like I had a children's picture book
that showed.
I'm like, so in this exact bed,
and the woman,
you guys. I'm like, so right now I'm in the middle of what the sea, and I'm like,
oh my God,
no, I can't.
I was so nervous.
I was like the little kid.
I was so nervous, but I showed Taylor.
But that's it.
This is how a man lays with a woman, and you know.
But you didn't you just said
I just read the book. It made it easy.
It was in such a kiddish way, though, that I mean, I'd be
godly way too. It was a Christian book.
I'd be getting the real deal in the back of the bus in middle school.
Right, right.
Like this is actually what happens.
But that's what we're saying. Like as parents, don't be afraid to talk and have a real conversation with your child, whether they're 9,
don't neglect
10.
That.
No, the longer you wait, guess what's going to happen? They're going to learn what they think they should be doing from the kids.
Right.
Would you rather teach them
which is social
what
media.
Sex means, what, loving someone means, what laying with a boy means, or a girl, like teach them in the home.
Yeah.
And teach them the godly way as best as you can. And I think, again, encourage them. You're going to be faced with your own decisions, Larry.
Larry, I can't.
Little Larry, you're going to be faced with kids telling you to do this.
You don't even know a Larry.
little boo-boo kitty, you're going to be faced with this. But mom and dad, or, if it's just you, mom, talking to your child, this is what God tells us, but you're going to be able to make your own decision in this situation, whether it's drugs, whether it's, just doing something bad. It's because we always want to protect our kids.
Right.
And I think the way to protect them is by teaching them,
opening up with them,
and being open with them as best and as much as you can.
That leads to open doors for them to want to communicate back to you.
I'm sorry, but open without judgment.
Well, that was what I was going to say, because during my growing up, we had that one little book thing, but we never talked about anything further. So as I got older, what I've noticed with me versus my brother growing up is I was more on the scandalous side and the nut side, where I wouldn't tell my parents what I was doing, where I was going. And instead of you guys just talking to me about it, it was more of a judgmental thing, and I would get in trouble and I'd get my phone taken away instead of explaining why this isn't good and stuff like that. And I always felt like it was me against you two. And we were never a team. I was always in trouble. And now Tony, my little brother, comes around, and you guys are driving him to functions, the parties and stuff. And
you learn with each kid.
No, but you're opening up and you're saying, I get it. You guys are going to go out to the parties and drink. I couldn't even tell you guys I was going to the parties because drinking was bad, and you just grabbed me right away. So instead of having that door shut,
some of the mistakes that I made.
Right. And I'm trying to teach people that have younger kids now that you have to accept the fact that there's going to be thousands of parties that these kids go to. But if you say off the get-go, "Hey, I get it. There's gonna be drinks there," and you've always said, "Call me if you need me," and stuff, but
Yes.
I didn't feel comfortable to open up because I knew in my head you guys didn't want me to do it, and I would get in trouble
Right.
for it.
So maybe we should have, right. So that's why communication, open
Communication,
communication
yes, is so
without
key.
judgment can save
'Cause
so
Tony,
much torment in the end.
yes,
You know,
with
they're
both
not
of
gonna,
us, with the
right,
kid and the parent.
right. Like, I'm sure, you weren't gonna tell me everything you were doing,
No, but
but
I see the way my brother acts with you. Like, he
right,
calls even in high school, he'd be like, "I'm doing this, I'm doing that." And he had such an open relationship with you guys
right,
that I got jealous of a lot because I'd be
right.
like, I did the same exact thing as him, and I
I
got
know.
roasted and
I know.
flamed and
But
grounded for weeks, and I didn't have a phone, and I had to do
hold on.
all the stuff
All right, relax
behind the
over there.
scenes.
No, but you are a girl, and I have to say to all the parents, and
Yeah.
in comments, please. You have daughters, you have sons. It's definitely different parenting with each gender. To me,
I
that's
think
my
it's the
opinion.
first kid's always the hardest.
And the first kid. So my baby girl was first.
Baby girl.
I wanted to protect. I did. I wanted to protect.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't want to protect your brother. I had to, something about my baby girl being first.
Yeah.
Dad and I were like, we have to protect
Like,
her
she's precious.
and shield her.
Yeah.
And she's precious cargo. And so
sorry, Tony. No, I'm kidding.
that was a little different for us, but those are some of the mistakes. That's why we want to share with you guys
Right.
what not to do, what I did wrong, and maybe opening up to your kids in a better way. I do
Yeah.
want to say one thing that you said in the beginning of the episode, because this was one of the DMs we got from somebody. If you're following us on Chosen by Jesus on Instagram, DM us. Chosen by Jesus CBJ is our Instagram handle. But you can DM us questions, anything, prayer. But somebody had said, how do I be a good role model for my kids so they see the Jesus in me? And what you mentioned in the beginning was still have that family time, that dinner time.
Yes.
That is gone in our country, I feel.
Oh my God, family dinners.
Families are not, I had to bring this up because I was so adamant about making sure, not 5 days a week, but at least 3 to 4 days.
No, I came home a lot all through middle school, elementary school.
Yeah.
And I loved that because, Dad and you guys we had the most powerful conversations about how to navigate their career paths in life and school and friendships.
During dinner.
That's the most valuable time when you guys all come home at the end of the day. You get up, your morning schedules, you're rushing, but family dinners, guys, I love that you said that because I appreciate and value that so much. It's how you grow together as a family.
It is. It's that quality time, which even if it's 10 minutes and everyone's eating cereal really quick in the morning, I'm sorry, at night you're scoffing your dinner down, your mac and cheese. But also, if you are not able to do family dinners, try organizing moms and dads a breakfast.
Yes, or
like
something.
Before everyone leaves for the day. If you know you have sports and this has practice and all that, I get it. But there has to be some kind of organized family time so everyone's not so scattered, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to wake up and your kid's going to be 17, your other one's going to be 20, and you're going to be like, what is happening? Did I even talk to my kids? Because everyone's running and going different directions.
When they're younger,
but even people listening now that have kids in their 20s or what, it's never too late. Have the Sunday dinner, invite them over. Like, bring the family back. That's what's
so huge.
It's huge. And
I love our family.
Not to go on a tangent about family, but because we're talking about parenting tonight, but it's so important as you have children growing up in this world, if they're still in your home and you're running, make sure you set up some kind of time that you can just talk. That's it. I think that's what it all goes back to.
Yeah.
And having godly signs and books on the island and Bible just around the house, like plaques and poster,
Some of the kids
pictures,
are like, "What's that all about?"
like
And
Bible verses.
and it's like subconsciously in their
Yes.
brain. Like if you have
Yes.
Philippians 4:13,
Yeah. I had that everywhere in
I
the
can do
house.
all things through
Yeah.
Christ who gives me strength. And then it's like a subconscious thing, whereas the kid gets older and they see that daily, like every day,
Yes.
they're brushing their teeth, wherever it may
Yes.
be. That's a beautiful thing. And I felt like a powerhouse when I had that behind me.
Exactly. I want to give you a couple Bible verses today. I always say tonight.
Because
We
it's
record
tonight
at
for
night.
us.
But these are a couple of my favorite. Joshua 24:15. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Yeah.
Buy that somewhere and hang it in your home so your kids know
They're
that you are serving the
children.
Lord. You are chosen.
Yes.
You are chosen. Don't forget it. That's the name of this podcast.
Yeah.
You are chosen by Jesus to live these lives, these bold lives in Christ. And Jesus is the only one that's going to back you up and
Right.
make you feel full and complete and whole. Nobody else can do that. And the other one is John 1:5. I love this. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it.
Yeah.
Always remember, parents, caretakers, people in charge of little ones, that the more you shine your light, the world is always dark, no matter what. It's been like that from the beginning of time. There's darkness everywhere. It's going to try to suck you in.
Because Eve ate the apple.
Right. All Eve's fault, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's, remember, the darkness has not overcome it because Jesus is here and he's alive and living and breathing and shining bright. And it's our jobs to shine that light in our homes. And it just makes me so excited to talk about it because, again, I've done things wrong.
And bright.
You felt, like we were ganging up on you.
Yeah.
And I get it. And we made mistakes.
Yeah.
All parents are going to make mistakes. We can't live in those mistakes, though. We have to move on. And, another thing is if you feel that you've made mistakes with your child, apologize.
Talk to them about it.
Talk to them and say, listen, I'm sorry I didn't do everything right. Like I've told Taylor so many times.
Like don't disregard it.
Right.
Own up to it because that'll make them respect and appreciate you more, and it'll just kind of take that barrier down.
Like be like, listen, I was a screwball.
Yeah.
I was like I didn't parent the way.
Sometimes I'm like,
sorry.
can I get that on tape?
But it's like,
in writing?
It's all trial and error when it comes to parenting and childing.
Like we
it's
said,
like no one knows what they're doing.
Don't be hard on yourself. You're not going to be, just because you can be as, I don't even want to say the word perfect, but as close as you can to doing, the daily prayers, whether it's at night, in the morning, the family dinners.
Yes.
Kids aren't all going to act the way you want them to. It's out of your control. You can just, like we said, lead by example, show up for Jesus, and he'll show up in your children.
I love that.
And another thing that I really am excited to do when I have children is, I always knew when I was growing up, a lot of my Bible studies were, the 10 Commandments, respect your mother and father, all of the 10, it's like on the stone.
The 10 Commandments.
Yeah, what I want to do in my household is broadcast that. I go on the stone.
You like those things on the stone?
Those rules that we're all supposed to follow that nobody does. No, I want to make that the 10 rules in my house and showcase that from a young age. That these are the 10 Commandments. And I think if you guys have young children in there, maybe put a list on the wall of them and what that looks like, or even just explain to them.
Yes.
Because it's hard for them to open up the Bible and go through everything, but little things, like little nuggets of biblical verses and scriptures go such a long way.
I think it does. It's such a long way.
Yeah.
Another challenge I love is showing the love of Jesus, as we've been talking about, in your home. But Jesus served people.
Yeah.
And you can encourage your kids, go out this week and who can you serve this week? Talk about how Jesus did that. And it's just encouraging your child to serve others along the way too.
And we could go on this for an hour, but there's Christian songs out there, guys, that are just so fun. Like when you're driving in the car with your young one going to soccer or basketball, put on Caleb and the radio and jam out to it and sing the lyrics and let your little girl or little boy sing with you, and he'll get that instilled. Like, I love Christian music. Make it playful, because a lot of the music out there is like, all the rap is just sex and this horrible talk about women and men, and instill the faithful lyrics. There's so many ways we can incorporate Jesus,
and there's so many cool Christian rappers now. And I mean, Forrest Frank.
Oh my God,
like this. I mean, Brandon Lake. Like so many good like
that
singers
you could introduce
in
to
music.
Your kids. Yeah.
It's so different. Like back when we were doing hymns and it was boring.
And it was
like back then.
La.
Yeah. But I also want to, just before we close, two more things. I want to just emphasize. Okay, blooper. Emphasize that your faith consistency will impact your children more than you being faith perfect.
Right.
You don't have to do faith perfectly in your home. It's all about your consistency. You know, if you don't want your kid growing up swearing, then stop swearing in the house.
In front of them.
You know, if you know, F all day, then, you know, and then
monkey
you're praying
see,
on another day.
Do.
Right. And then you're praying to Jesus. They're going to be like so confused.
Doesn't really add up.
Right. And again, we all make mistakes. A little swear pops out every now and again.
That's my brother's was his first word.
You ain't get it from me. But that's just, I just wanted to say is like, don't strive for perfection. You know, learned grace is the greatest teacher.
Yeah.
You know, God gives us so much grace every day when we fall on our faces.
Oh, yeah.
Have grace with your kids. They're going to fall on their face.
Yes.
Don't judge them. Stop judging your kids.
Yeah, Kel.
I am so non-judgmental with everything in my whole... I literally am the most non-judgmental person. You know it. I have so many friends. They all can say that.
Jeez.
All right, well, we're going to close out now.
We're going to end it on that.
We're going to end it on that.
No comment.
Tonight, we always do a prayer. We just want to pray for you right now. All the parents out there, we just want to come together. Close your eyes if you're...
Don't
not
close
if you're
your eyes
driving.
if you're driving.
But we just want to lift up all the parents listening, all the caretakers listening to this episode, and just remind them of whose they are. They are chosen. They are here for a purpose as guiding their children into the light of Jesus. Lord, give them the strength, the courage to be that light in their homes, the grace, and help them to be forgiving to their children and just understanding.
Yeah, less controlling, more understanding.
Yes, less controlling, more understanding goes a long way with everything, with all people.
Yes.
So thank you, Lord, for this beautiful platform that we can share the love of Jesus.
Yes.
Because, you know, you are chosen, and
Amen.
we want you to know that. And we want to just share, just don't forget, if you're not on the newsletter list, go to kellytyan.com. Make sure you join our community.
Yeah.
We also have an in-person
in
Massachusetts. If you're from Massachusetts, make sure you go to the website.
Fly out and see us.
Yeah. Every month we do gatherings for faith-fueled women. This is, sorry guys, this is just for the women.
Right now.
But we have lots of things going on. So make sure you're on that email list.
Drop DMs
in our community.
What you want us to talk about.
Follow us. Subscribe to the show on YouTube. And we're so grateful.
And remember.
You're
You're chosen.
chosen.